my personal adventures. This morning, I started doing the radio show, and I get a phone call at like 5 after 6 a.m. And I could tell right away there was something afoot. Hi! Easy, how are ya? And I go, I'm fine. How are you? And I can see it was a 616 area code. So I'm calling up here at Sault Ste. Marie, which is that's like another planet away. And I go, okay. I want to request a song. Yep. The song is, and then the person starts laughing, like can't even get it out, and says, "Fuck My Ass" by George Michael. And I go, oh, okay, yeah. Right away, I look at my microphone to make sure that and then am extra careful not to repeat the word, because knowing my luck, my mic would be hot. And then I'd say it, excuse me, on the radio. It was goddamn Trevor. Trevor, who was here, and he says, "Yeah, this is Here Be Rabbit." Now, I think Trevor might have had a few. Trevor seems to be at a bit of a tipping point between getting shit-faced all the time and wondering if he should get shit-faced all the time. I'm not sure. He also reached out to me with a question about that exact thing, and I don't know if I want to get into that right now. It's more fun talking. It's more fun talking about him requesting songs like "Fuck My Ass" by George Michael. What the fuck? Trevor revealed somehow along the way that he's gay. And Trevor thinks that I'm gay too. Trevor writes, "Both Eric and I are going to tag team Tommy from Free Beer and Hot Wings because we both think he's super cute." Well, when I say a dude's cute, I mean a handsome looking person, great facial structure, doesn't look like a goddamn mongrel. I look at it from a point of view of like what an average person would say that is an attractive person. You actually want to have sex with dudes. Now, I don't. Okay? When you're only 8% gay like me, yeah, it's just not enough gayness to make me want to sample an asshole or put a ding-dong in my mouth. You, on the other hand, are flaming homosexual is what you are. And goddamn it, you should be proud of that. Now, Kyle, who is another one of our gay audience members, says, "Come on, Zane, don't knock it till you tried it." I'm not knocking it. When did I knock anything? I just said I'm not. Some of the closest people in my life are gay. And I don't have any problem with anybody, so I don't knock anything. Come on now. Trevor then says, "Thanks for the on-air shout-out on Q100. That was awesome." I don't even remember doing that. All right. Well, that was hysterical, by the way. Ryan writes, "I gotta say, though, Big Fraud Zane, with hair that well-styled, as a straight man, I can say you're sexy as hell." Well, I fucking appreciate that. I don't give a shit who's telling me that. If it's a man or a woman. Amanda says, God damn it, I don't want to leave. You should never leave. It's unfortunate that you can't be with us for the but I don't want you to get in trouble, if you have to leave. But where was I going with that? I swear to God I was going somewhere with that. Oh, let me say this first of all. Kenny says Ryan is more than 8% gay for Eric, I think. Oh, without a doubt. If I called up, okay, let's say today I bumped my head and I got 92% more gay and suddenly I'm 100% gay. And I called up Trevor. I said, Trevor, I need your dick in my butt. He'd be over in like 15 minutes to do that. Without a doubt. But unfortunately, it just can't be. First of all, I'm married, first and foremost. And, just one sexual partner. So I cannot do that. But I consider that to be incredibly flattering. Trevor is the guy that I'm pretty sure Trevor got the shit kicked out of him on our pals, the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. I don't recall exactly what happened. But I just remember there was something going on, and I didn't put two and two together. It wasn't until Trevor told me himself. He's the guy who got the shit kicked out of him. I'm not sure what he did, and I don't know the ins and outs of it. That's a story for Trevor to tell. But that might be part of the reason why he's over here in the first place, because he was shunned by that group. And that's unfortunate, because that is my favorite morning show. I have, again, without doing anything, without lifting one finger, become the center of the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show Segment 18 Facebook page universe. Honest to God, I'm always dealt in after the fact. I'll get to that in a second. In fact, I need my fucking phone to do that, and I don't have it in here. Shit. All right. Hold that thought. Dear Meathead happens in 45 minutes with my beloved father. I had a conversation with JoAnn yesterday. And she says, yeah, your dad and I went to go see our friend, Vi. And I go, okay. How was that? She says, fine. I go, how does my dad do when he sees people like that are friends that you don't see that often? She goes, oh, he doesn't remember who they are. And I go, I thought so. I go, you know what he's good at? And before I could say it, she goes, he's good at acting. I go, exactly. He's clever enough and he has enough wits about him that when he runs into someone that he does not know, and that could be me or Diana or friend Vi, he'll go, hey, how are you? Good to see you. And he knows he's supposed to hug and he knows he should know them, but he doesn't. So to avoid the awkwardness or embarrassment, who knows what's going on in his brain, the person on the other end of the conversation is not at all aware that he doesn't know who the fuck they are. So he's clever enough to do that. But whatever. 90 years old, little soft upstairs. JoAnn is not. She's 88. I said to him, and she's talking to me yesterday, and she goes, it was a hell of a day today, Eric. I go, what do you mean? She says, well, I had to mow 2 acres of property. I think it was started as 1 acre, and now it's gone up to 2 somehow. And she has a riding mower, and she goes, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. And then the garage wouldn't work, so I had to figure that out, and I was all stressed. And you're 88 years old. You shouldn't be worried about this shit. Now, I want these two to be not mowing grass. I want them to be doing anything other than mowing grass and moving around like they're 30. And so then my next question is, I go, so are you happy there? Are you enjoying yourself while you're there? While you're living there? She says, oh, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I go, you and my dad, why don't you move in with me? And she just laughs it off. I go, I am not kidding. We've got the room. It would be awesome. Main floor. We'll move the NFK to a different spot in the house. And it'll be fucking great. I don't know ultimately if that's anything they would even consider, but I don't know. And then, you know what people that are that age do? They're always worried about being a burden. Like I brought this up to Wally about moving in with one of his kids. And that's the first thing out of his mouth. I don't want to be a burden. And I'm pretty sure that my dad and JoAnn feel the same way. It's like, would you? Okay. When I get to be that old, I will not be the one saying that I'm worried about being a burden. I'm going to need one of these kids to say to me, Dad, why don't you move in with us? And then if they're expecting to hear me say, yeah, I don't want to be a burden. I would say nothing. I would be like, yes, of course I will move in with you. Yes, I want to move in. I want someone to take care of me. I will not be saying that I'm afraid I'll be a burden. Stevie says, I tried to get my mom to move in with us, but she said no. Same reason. Jimmy says, move in with me, Eric. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about moving my parents into my house. What would cause you to say, move in with me, Eric? That doesn't make any sense. Shut up, Jimmy. I got it. Anyway, reach out on email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, if you want to contribute to Dear Meathead, which happens now in 40 minutes. All right? Dear Meathead in 40 minutes. I cannot continue this show without my phone here. All right? So, very quick break in the action, like 30 seconds tops. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to get to the Ottawa County nonsense in moments. This was the day where the Satanic Temple of West Michigan did the invocation. And all the nuts were out, man. It was full-on nut hut. Goddamn. But this just popped moments ago. The 20,000 strong Segment 18 Facebook group, an incredible fan club for the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show. I love this. This is great. And I am on it because, as I indicated, that is my favorite morning show. Ben Glaze and I, that is our favorite show. Now, the guy that runs it, I think his name is Will Monroe. Nice dude. He says, easy, you can stay there and chat with the people as long as you want, as long as you're respectful. And I'm like, hey, not a problem. Not a problem. Now, do I want to post close-ups of their faces and say mean things? Yes. And did I almost do that today? Yes. Did I? No. Well, the background here is one of the stagehands over at the hockey rink. I sat down into my office in between the penalty boxes for a game about 10 games ago, and one of the stagehands had a Producer Joe bobblehead. And, you know, it's Joe with this fucking holding a microphone, and he's got his Free Beer and Hot Wings logo shirt on, and I go, this is hysterical. So I put it in the background because I'm on camera. And then occasionally I would put it like up by my face, and it was just dumb, silly. By the way, the fucking thing broke the other day, so I need another one. If any of you have any bobbleheads, first of all, I need my bobblehead. I don't have mine. I threw all mine away. If any of you have my bobblehead, could you not rip the head off and let me know that you have it so that I can somehow get it? I'm not telling you to mail it to me. And I need all their bobbleheads. Okay? I want to have the whole collection around me. Well, anyway, this dude, Matthew, wrote, I'm confused. Again, 20,000 people subscribe to this, and all they do is they post like memes, silly memes to make each other laugh. They don't really talk about the show. And then they post a comment about me. Every so often, this will happen. I'm confused. I'm not sure if I'm just not informed on the subject. I was at the Griffins' last home game over the weekend. In between one of the periods, Zane had a bobblehead of Joe on camera for everyone to see. What is the point of doing something like that? That is what the person asked. My answer is I don't know if it's necessarily a point. It's just funny. Next question. Is he butthurt about Joe or what? And I'll answer that now. No. But then, oh my God. That's all you got to do is mention my fucking name. And these people, God damn. From what I hear, Eric is butthurt about everything. So, of course, I'm going to weigh in. Negative. I'm eternally happy. Make it a great day. Maggie says Zane needs help moving on. Chris K, who's right here right now, says, nah, he's always got that thing in the booth. Original poster wrote, I always liked Zane, and I still do. It's not like I don't like him. I liked what he brought to the show. I personally liked that aggressive personality. I guess I'm just not informed enough on the dislike between them after all of these years. What does he gain from it, or what does it cause toward the show? I've seen his comments before. It seems like he still follows the show to this day, which I'm completely fine with. He has every right to do so. I'm just confused on why follow a show you bash all the time. That's understandable. And then I wrote, Matt, I'm actually great friends with all members of the show. I just went out to dinner with them last night. Ken wrote, he will never let go of the show as long as he thinks there's a penny he can make off of it. And I wrote, well, there's a difference between letting go and laughing our butts off reviewing the show, which is what we do. Wyatt says, ask him. He's in the group. I said, yeah, really, what's the question? I'm happy to answer. Whenever I do that, immediately all action stops on the thread. As soon as they know that Dad is there. This one, Matt, writes, he's a bitter-ass, pathetic old man who can't get the fuck over it and move on with his sad-ass life. It's the only way he knows how to get clicks and listens. Wow. Let's see. Zeb in Nashville. Zeb has one eye. He calls himself the Cyclops. I've known him for years. In fact, not that long ago, he reached out to me out of the blue. This happens to me from time to time. People who are struggling with booze will reach out to me and almost like, hey, what do I do? So I explain from my perspective resources that are available. And I did that with Zeb here. And happy to report that Zeb is sober now. I know that because first Zeb wrote, he's a butthurt, jealous douche. Showing off the two guys who got themselves fired from the best gig. Okay. I wrote, oh, come on, Zeb. You reached out to me when you started working on your sobriety. What's up with this? How are you, by the way? Zeb writes, I'm just saying things with no meaning or purpose behind it. I work at Hooters and got a year coin back on 4/9. And I wrote, LOL. Well, good for you. Keep it up one day at a time. Now, what I want to tell him is to go fuck himself. You know? Ashley says, I reached out to you out of the blue when I was losing my mind with Joe, and you still haven't shared the recording. You were so uncomfortable at first. Oh, my God. I didn't know what to do with you. I'll share that. I have to go over it and listen to it. I don't want to get myself sued. I'm not that stupid. Let's see. Are Zane and Joe friends? No. Lance says Zane uses his historical ties with the show to stay relevant, or at least try. It's kind of pathetic. I wrote, it definitely does seem that way, I admit. However, the show is a target-rich environment to make fun of, and Ben and myself have a blast doing it. So, God damn it. Every time I think that, okay, that's it. These people are going to finally let this go. They never do. And I get accused of not letting it go. These people are the ones that aren't letting it go. Wombat Pat writes, responding to me, writing, it definitely seems that way. Pat writes, the reason why it would seem that way is because it is that way. I wish you would just own the facts that much of your podcast is just making fun of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. I'll do you one better. I have an entire show dedicated to making fun of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. It's called Who Are These Free Beers, where we literally review current episodes of that show and laugh about how shitty it is. He says, and you do that because you're bitter because you got fired. I always love people when they make that leap in logic. You're just doing that because you're bitter because you got fired. That show is fucking funny. All right? And it's fantastic. It's probably the cornerstone show now on my Patreon. I get it. You don't like the way the show has gone, and it's too Bob and Tom, but it just makes you look like a real sore loser. Well, all right, so be it. When all you talk about is the show you hate and how bad it does. The funniest part about your show is you trying to pretend like you're over getting fired when your actions clearly speak otherwise. Okay. And I wrote, well, anyway, do you have a question for me, Pat? Or do you just want to beat me up? I appreciate the time, though. Again, I've got to keep it Eric Zaitunian. Molly says, wait, why did you get fired? She didn't know about anything radio-wise. Well, Molly, 9 years ago, I worked for the radio show Free Beer and Hot Wings. I sounded drunk there. I worked for the radio show, the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, and I got fired from that show, okay? And then, over time, what started out as a bitter divorce got to be ridiculously bitter. So now, in particular, one member of that show, Free Beer and Hot Wings, it is my life's work to revel when bad things happen to that show. All right? On a professional level. When bad things happen to that show on a personal level, with the exception of Greg, I'm not happy. All right? That's the Reader's Digest version of that. Pat says, well, this isn't a question and answer, so I think you can figure it out. If you wanted a question, you could reformat what I said into when are you going to stop crying like a bitch? Or another question could be, you've made it abundantly obvious on your podcast how bad the Free Beer and Hot Wings show sucks, in your opinion now. Why are you even here in this group? Is it just to troll to be a piece of shit? Is it to find content for your podcast to feed your vendetta? I didn't ask for this. I did not write this thread, comma, my friend, period. Someone here did and tagged me in it. So I felt that I should add my input, period. After all, comma, this is my favorite radio show to follow, period. If you don't like it, comma, you can see yourself out, period. Everyone here wants me to be part of the group, period. I love it forever, and I love you. Period. That's funny. You see, the problem is I get great joy out of annoying people. I don't know if you know that about me. But if I am talking and I can see a person getting visibly upset or annoyed or bothered, it's like putting rocket fuel in a rocket. And then the rocket just goes, God! Out of all the things that people get joy in, some get joy in sex, drugs, alcohol, war, guns, abortion. I get great joy out of being annoying. All right? That is what makes me tick. If I can use my words to make someone go, God damn it. Oh, shit. Blue State Rob is here. He says, Jesus, Hector, Christ, what did I miss? You won't believe it. Stop me if you heard this one. A member of the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show Facebook group indicted me and said terrible things about me when I'm minding my own goddamn business. And all I did was respond because they tagged me in it. And now they're all telling me to go fuck myself. How fantastic is that? You see, I wouldn't have the need to talk about this shit if you people would fucking leave me alone. I have lots of things to talk about every fucking day. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Check. There is apparently no sound in what I'm doing. That's too bad, because I've been on a goddamn roll, and I don't even know if what I'm saying is going out there. I will restart and come back. So, pause in the action, and I'll be right freaking back. Pizza!
Check. Hello.
Pizza.
All right.
Pizza.
I think I'm good. Listen. Pizza.
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 Miss.
Pizza. Pizza.
Check. Hello.
Pizza. Pizza.
I think I'm good. Listen. Pizza.
Pizza. Pizza. Pizza. Pizza. Pizza. So on my end, it's a damn good thing that I looked at the chat, because I was just on a fucking roll. I didn't remember what the fuck I was talking about, but I know it was strike. And then, what the fuck just happened? I see comments. What happened? Where is it? Oh my God. Someone said I had 60 viewers, which is a goddamn record. I have never seen 60 viewers on Twitch. Kenny reminds me that you said it was like rocket fuel when you see someone reacting to shit you say. Okay, good. That means that most of what I said was able to make it through. My apologies again. I had my hands in front of me. I didn't make a move, and all of a sudden it just decided it wanted to crap out on me. Fuck my life. So anyway, my point of when I can drive someone up a wall and I get a visible reaction, that pretty much guarantees that I am going to keep doing that times 10. You might say, easy, why are you saying that? People are going to know your games. It's undeniable. And no, if I do that, people will go out of their way. It doesn't matter, even if they know my tricks. If you know my tricks and charms, I will still get the better of you every single time. Some of you have received this more than others. Take our pal Kenny there. He is much improved on rolling with it, but there was a time. I mean, think about, let's go back to the mechanics of Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic. That whole thing was based on the fact that when I first mentioned it, I saw Kenny's name lighting up on the chat numerous times, like, uh-oh, we got a live one on the line. That means I'm going to continue. Okay? That's a perfect example of it. So when I get the question, EZ, why are you doing this? Why this? Why that? You're fueling me. Thank you. Keep doing that. I appreciate it. Aram says Kyler was the driver of that story. This is true. This is true. Patrick adds, EZ, a magician never reveals their tricks. Yeah, but when I start to hone in on somebody, all they do is see red and get pissed off. They don't think logically. I've got the advantage of them thinking through their pissed off emotions, which means they're going to lash out at me and say mean things. And that's great. That's the fucking goal. Kyler being the driver of Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic, that's absolutely right, because I did not know that Kenny was having an issue. He went ahead. Is Kyler still around? Yeah, Kyler. I don't see him on here, but everything's cool. I think Mrs. Kyler had some health issues, and he was taking care of her. I think she's fine. I should probably ask. Yeah, he's still here. But yeah, it was true because Kyler. It was on a Saturday. He goes, "Hey, man, you won't believe this. What? Kenny's having all sorts of drama with this goddamn mechanic." And he took it to Facebook, and so he tipped me off about all of it. And so I got up to speed on the whole thing, and then I just filed it in my brain. And I remember, like, saying to myself, I'm not going out of my way to bring this up, but if the opportunity presents itself, I'm probably going to mention it. And I think he had a comment. You know how back in the day, he'd fire off like 500 complaints all in a row. And then I busted out a reference to Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic, and that fucker's head blew up. Oh, my God. He went ape shit. And then I called the owner of Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic and put him on the podcast to ask him about the Kenny visit and all that went on with that. And the guy because the guy saw that Kenny had given him a bad review. And so the guy explained himself. And then everyone in the audience realized that Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic was right and that it's a great business. And then everybody was like, started giving them 5 stars and saying how great they were. And that just made Kenny even more pissed. Holy shit. Blue State Rob says Diana had a shoulder surgery and Nurse Eric couldn't give Kenny his full attention. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember. Aram described it as Eric said that he had to give Z-Speed guy equal consideration to hear both sides of the story. That's exactly right. And after he said his side of the story, you've got a local prominent businessman who I think he has a car repair empire now, that guy. And he came on there and quickly made Kenny look like the liar that he is. And then I tried to get Kenny on to tell his side of the story, to get them both on, and that pussy ran away. Bear 495 says, did I hear correctly? Did you lose a gig? If so, where? I am so out of the loop. Yeah, we can't. No, I didn't lose a gig. I mean, I've lost a lot of things. I guess, it depends on what you heard, and I can't fill in those blanks for you while I'm in the middle of a show. You're going to have to send me an email. I don't know, man. Kenny says that the guy's out of business now. And then he yells at me and says, "Damn it, Eric, I am not a liar." Kenny says he shut it down, Aram. We don't know that for sure. As far as we know, Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic franchised, sold it for millions, and is probably living somewhere in the hills of Nashville. He probably got motivated once he realized that he was being attacked by some fucking idiot out of Gallatin, Tennessee. He realized he had to double up his efforts to not have to deal with such losers. And he did, and I think he sold it on Shark Tank. All right. Let's get into the Ottawa County Commission meeting. This is the one where the Satanic Temple, West Michigan. Oh, shit. I hope I can get this. There it is. Was doing the invocation. Now, I thought Bender Bones himself was going to do it, but his right-hand man at the Satanic Temple, West Michigan, was the one. Hang on a second here. I don't have any sound. And I need sound. If I don't have sound, we have a problem.
To get us started.
Okay.
To get us started.
Hold on, let me back
Mr.
up.
Chair, I understand that is Joe.
I keep fucking this shit up. Sorry. I swear he's going to start talking.
All right. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners to order. I will try to speak directly into my microphone for you. We're going to start out tonight with our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. So I'd like to welcome Minister Cipher to get us started.
Now remember, this all started when, through legal wranglings, Ottawa County called themselves a constitutional county, which means nothing. And but with that, the people who wanted to do the invocation, maybe the Episcopal Church, maybe the Satanic Temple of West Michigan, they're like, well, okay, if you're using the Constitution, we are going to uphold the Constitution. Thank you so much for that. And we request to be able to speak the invocation. And then this fell on deaf ears, and then lawsuits were threatened. And now here we are to today. We had Bender Bones on the show yesterday from Satanic Temple, West Michigan. Here is his pal, Minister Cyphers.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. Joe Moss.
Okay, you hear the interruption there. That is Jacob Bonema, one of the commissioners, interrupting this.
Commissioner, you'll have to wait until we get into our business.
I would just like clarity on the name of who is addressing us tonight, please.
Minister Cipher, thank you.
I understand that that's not his real name.
Commissioner Bonema, please.
I would like
wait
to hear
until later in the
name,
meeting.
what his name is.
Commissioner Bonema, please do not interrupt the meeting. Thank you. All right.
We're now allowing people to address us that we don't know their name.
Commissioner Bonema, please do not interrupt the meeting or we will have to take a recess.
Okay, for the first time ever, I'm Team Joe Moss.
Thank you. Mr. Cipher, please proceed.
Good evening, my friends. My name is Louis Cipher. I'm a lifelong resident of Ottawa County as well as an ordained minister of Satan and the co-head of the Satanic Temple, West Michigan.
Look at lady in the blue shirt. She's got her hand in the lion's gear. She's praying.
Many of you are already familiar with my fellow co-head, Minister Bender Bones. Together, we represent the Satanic Temple, West
This lady's turning her back to him.
Michigan. On behalf of our congregation, we wish to extend a loving embrace to all of our friends and family members, to our neighbors and fellow residents of Ottawa County, and to our esteemed Board of Commissioners for allowing us to be here today. It is with great humility that I stand before you to deliver the opening invocation this evening. So without further delay, I begin.
Why is it that every member of the Satanic Temple of West Michigan sounds like they're into cock?
Let us stand now, unbowed and unfettered, the arcane doctrine, born of fearful minds in darkened times. Let us embrace the Luciferian impulse to eat of the tree of knowledge and dissipate our blissful and comforting delusions of old.
Look at lion shirt lady.
Let us demand the individual be judged for their concrete action, not their fealty to arbitrary social norms and illusory categorization. Let us reason our solutions with agnosticism in all things, holding
You heard him. Agnosticism.
fast only to that which is demonstrably true. Let us stand firm against any and
All right, my ADHD is kicking in. Let's finish it up, fucker.
all arbitrary authority that threatens the personal sovereignty of one or of all. That which will not defend must break, and that which can be destroyed by truth should never be spared its demise.
Come on.
It is done. Hail Satan. Thank you very much. We wish everyone a wonderful evening tonight. Thank you.
What?
All right, if you could please stand for the pledge.
Oh my God. Oh, what a fucking clown show. Wow. It's the ending. It's devil horns and hail Satan. That to me, it's really unbelievable. Oh. Jesus. Okay, so we're off and running. Let's pick it up now. As I understand it, a local veteran showed up and had something to say. Okay.
And lead us not into temptation,
Okay. So then people were just walking up and saying prayers.
which is what I felt was happening to my son.
Okay.
But deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
And they all
Thank you.
pray. Okay, great. So then this happens.
Number 7 is Kristen Megan Kelly, Jamestown Township.
Now I know what she's about to say, which, by the way, for fuck's sake, before you used to at least dress like you didn't get done fucking cleaning the pin racker at the bowling alley, but look at her. It looks like she cut her hair with a pair of kitchen shears. And I look better when I'm making French fries at Bosco's.
Well, good evening. I'm Kristen Megan Kelly from
How long till she says she's a veteran?
Jamestown Township, and I wasn't sure what I was going to say here today, but I'm going to speak a little bit louder for the people that are hard of hearing in the back. It's very hard.
Always a bad start when you say, I wasn't sure what I was going to speak on today. Of course she didn't prepare it.
To hear. But I just wanted to say that as my commissioner, Mr. Moss, I want to thank you for your respect for the First Amendment through your blog post that it has to do with the reason there are so many people here tonight. As a veteran, I've taken an oath 3 times, and I always stand for things that I don't agree with.
Okay.
If it has to do with nonviolent administrative action, and that
You mean like free market solutions? Would you stand for walking in on a kid eating a vagina?
is what happened here today. So thank you for upholding your oath, because if you didn't, trust me, I'd be calling you. I just want to thank
Yeah, fucking. You look like you're going bald, you ugly asshole.
everyone here, even those I bump heads with and don't
She's got free bear hair.
agree with, because we live in a free country and we are supposed to be a united front in upholding our oaths and protecting individual liberty. That message may be different to different people, but what the Ottawa Impact Commissioners have been doing has stuck out to me more strongly. I am a moderate. I'm not a conservative,
Oh, bullshit.
but I align with you more than anyone else sitting in this room because of the fact you understand that we need to preserve liberty, freedom, protect our families, and stop wasteless spending. We need to audit the spending. Having worked in government for 12 years, I've seen what it
She loves padding her resume.
looks like when you kick the hornet's nest. People get mad when they have to start being held
All right, fuck her. I don't need to hear anything else from her. I was tipped off by Amanda that some lady wearing yellow is badass. And I think it's this fluffy lady back here wearing the yellow gear. Hold on, I got to check the time. Okay, we got 4 minutes till Dad.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Number 15 is Dina Arner, Holland.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right, here comes Dina.
Good evening, Dina Arner, Holland Township. Congratulations, Joe. You got the chaos you wanted. You stacked issues to make sure you had the biggest turnout of, shall we say, passionate supporters of your cause. And boy, it's glorious. I hope you all enjoy staying till midnight, because I'm pretty sure that's what's ahead for you. Meanwhile, we've been treated to 14 comments before mine, the vast majority of which had nothing to do with governing this county. Several of them were apparently multiple invocations, so I guess we have that to look forward to. I'll be sure to tell every religious person I know to show up and give an invocation next time, and we can see if we can hit 1 or 2 o'clock, because apparently this is now a pulpit where people need to explain their religion. They need to exhort their religion. They need to lecture others about whether or not their beliefs are godly enough. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm certainly not feeling my freedom ring when you have speakers come up here, when my fellow citizens in Ottawa County feel fit to judge me and my behavior based on their understanding.
I'm surprised Joe Moss didn't say, please don't use the word fit.
Of their own religion, and they feel free to judge other religions. I guess that person never heard that Thomas Jefferson, one of the architects of the Constitution, was sworn into office with his hand on the Quran. Apparently, he knew there were other religions. Imagine that. I guess people outside of Ottawa County are a little bit more well-traveled and better informed about what's going on in the world. Another one of our founding fathers, who was also an architect of our
I think that the alarms are going off in my head. I think that they should have a maximum of 1 minute.
Constitution, James Madison said the purpose of remember that. Rile people up about their religion, there is going to be strife. Maybe we keep religion out of discussions. Maybe we spend some time talking about Ottawa foods and finally having that meeting so we can discuss getting funding so that we can get food to the poor. You know, that thing that Jesus kept talking about doing? Maybe we can spend some time working on Senior Fresh to make sure that our elderly are not hungry when they go to bed at night. Maybe we can even start looking
No, sorry, man, but that's Senior Fresh. That's what we call Joe Martinez.
at what is actually best for all of the citizens of Ottawa County, instead of just those in your personal congregation who are willing to show up and lead prayers here in this government office, paid for by my taxes and everyone's taxes. This is not a church. Ottawa County is not your church. Your church is your church. Try to remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And you can always see who's not clapping, that those people don't like that. They actually disagree with her because they're not clapping. Like this old fuck right here and this ugly bitch next to this downtrodden, dopey husband. God damn it. All right. Joe Spalding spoke, but I'm out of time, so I'm going to bring Dad in for Dear Meathead. And then I'll get back to that. Don't talk about food, please. Kyle writes they should keep religion out because we all know Kyle's words, there is no God, there is no devil, no heaven, and no hell. It's all bullshit. I can't agree with you on that. Come on now. And I know how easy it is to say, easy, come on. You don't believe that. I do too. Shut up. I don't tell you what dick to put in your mouth. Anyway, Dear Meathead is now. So let's see. Do we have any questions? Very few. Ashley has one. Dear Meathead, I'm sorry your son doesn't know how to use the phone. My apologies. He won't understand that. Also, what's your favorite quality of your son? He will understand that. I know the list is long when you think of our king, Eric. What warms your heart? All right. Logan has one, and I think there's one on Facebook. But if you have one, send it along. Okay? Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. I'm going to, I invited Joe Spalding to be on here as well. I was told he kicked ass yesterday. Hopefully I can catch him at a time when he's able to take the call. Here you go. Dear Meathead, right now. Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Dad. How are you?
All right.
Good day to you.
You sound like you're at the bottom of the well.
He does not.
What? Am I down in the well? What are you talking about?
Yeah, your voice is not.
You can hear him.
Oh.
Not the same voice.
It is too.
Well, JoAnn says it is, but
yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're not hearing it well, if you want, maybe I should call you back or something.
No. Now it sounds better. I don't know what you did.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe your ears have to get warmed up or something.
That could be.
Okay. Well, welcome to another edition of Dear Meathead.
Yes. How's it going?
It's going great. It's a little chilly out, but I'll take it, you know?
Yeah, it is chilly.
People, when they ask you that, you're supposed to say things like it's better to be seen than viewed, which I guess means like, glad to be upright. Those are like things that people say.
Yes.
Jim has a question, and he writes, Dear Meathead, my son is graduating from college next Saturday. What is your best advice as my son enters the work world?
I don't know the connection between the work and what your son is trying to establish.
Well, what he's saying is my son is done with school and now he's going to start working. So what advice, just general advice, would you give somebody who's, starting this next big step?
Well, first of all, he's got to be himself, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Ups and downs just doesn't change your lifestyle.
Okay. So are you saying just try to stay focused on what you're doing and try not to let anything change you?
No, that doesn't require any changes. Be yourself, what you are.
Yeah.
And continue on living. As simple as that.
Well, a lot of people when they get done with college, they've put in a lot of hard work. They've spent a lot of time. They've been focused on getting good grades. I'm thinking they can just apply those same things to their job and be a success.
Well, a job is a job. It doesn't change your personality.
Uh-huh.
You know, you keep your personality, be kind, be loving, be understanding, just the same good things that you've always had.
Okay,
So-
I get it. So
Don't
basically,
change your life any form or shape.
I like that. It's kind of like, hey, what makes you is your personality, your relationships. Don't let the job change that.
You just put it all in good words.
Well, you did too. I mean, I basically just took your words. So I think, and I really like the way you said, a job is a job.
Yeah, you know, it's something for you to go out there and make a living. It doesn't require any shenanigans or nothing. Excuse me.
No, that's okay. Are you all right? Are you smoking?
No, I'm all right. Yeah, I just had a cough.
I wrote this down. A job is a job. It doesn't require shenanigans.
No, it doesn't change personality change.
Excellent. Excellent.
Just be what you are. What you are. Don't change anything that you have right now.
Have you ever had to change for anything, Dad? Like, you know, have you ever had to change your personality and in order to, you know,
I don't think so. I am what I am.
All right.
My comments are the same way, and you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's why people love you, because of who you are. You don't have to change for anybody.
No.
Logan has a question, and it's about his son. And he's got
his what?
Logan has a problem with his 14-year-old son.
Yeah.
And apparently the 14-year-old has a bit of a potty mouth. And he says bad words in front of his mother and his father. He's only 14. And Logan is like, I don't know what to do. And Logan said that he wants to punch him in the mouth, but he knows he can't do that. What should he do about this 14-year-old son of his swearing like a sailor in front of mom and dad?
Whoa, that's really a tough one.
Yeah.
Take it away every time he swears.
Well, according to JoAnn, my sidekick,
Yeah.
take the phone away from her.
Every time he swears.
Every time he swears.
Oh, I see. So, you know,
Phone
punish.
away. Put a time limit that, hey, the phone is going to be off for you for so many days.
Or hours.
An hour, and then
Every swear word.
every time that if it increases it, but 2 or 3 or 4 hours, and eventually you might not even let them have any kind of phone.
Okay. So you're basically you're depriving him when he swears, and then if he doesn't swear, he can get it back.
Well, here's the thing that it just dawned on me. He swears, right?
Yeah.
He swears as long as he's at home and everywhere else. Is that right?
Yes, he's saying that he swears at home for sure in front of his mother. Like he says really bad words.
It's become a habit and it's got to stop.
Tell him this. Hey, listen, this is serious business. You do that again, you're going to go outside and live outside of the house.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
threaten us seriously.
Yeah, there you go. Say, look, if I hear you swear, you have to go live on the street.
Yeah, tell them we're a bunch of vagabonds and we can just cuss and swear and all that.
I love it. I would say even amp it up more and say that you're not going to feed them.
Well, that's just to throw them out of the house, as far as I'm concerned.
Tell them, hey, go fend for yourself. Go hunt squirrels in the wild. I don't care.
Go do anything you want to do, but you can't live in this house and cuss and swear.
No. Yeah, I think I like that one the best.
You got to be serious about things.
He's only 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cast him out. Get him out.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
Hitting him is not going to help anything.
No, take away privileges.
No, yeah.
Take away privileges, throw him out of the house.
Yep. Take away his phone. Take away his phone, and then take all his clothes and throw him outside naked.
Yes.
Yeah, do something. Now, JoAnn doesn't agree with some of the things that I just said.
Not throw him out of the house.
Not to throw him out of the house.
That's for the last straw.
Okay, yeah, that's
Use that for the last straw.
all right. All right, good to know. That you see, that's why I don't swear on the podcast.
Oh, that to me is the worst thing in the world. I have never taken a habit of doing that.
You're on the podcast.
All right. Chris says, "Hey, Meathead, I need to pick your brain. He wants to know what you enjoy more, either moving snow onto the grass to melt or picking dandelions."
I would probably like to pick up dandelions.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hate shoveling snow and all that.
Right. Of course, you didn't have much to shovel this year. There just wasn't much at all.
Well, no, this is true. Hardly any, really.
And there's lots of dandelions.
And we have a lot of dandelions.
You're darn right. You're darn right. My pal Patrick in South Carolina says, "Hey, Meathead, my son wants to start practicing karate."
Okay.
And he says, what do you think about that? Is that a good thing?
I think that's good.
Yeah, it teaches the kid discipline, and
it's a sport.
It is a sports.
Yeah.
And teaches them discipline and how to work for something and goal setting. And he wants to know if you've ever done any type of martial arts training, Dad.
No, I just kick ass and let it go.
Yes, kick ass and let it go. You know, it's funny because I could have swore that you did because I saw you pole vault the fire one time up at Grayling.
Yeah, I could have.
You did, and the pole broke.
Yeah, it was a log and it broke, and you actually wound up in the fire.
Well, yeah. Hey, listen. Sometimes you just don't do the right thing.
You were starting to burn. It's a good thing we were there to put you out.
I jumped over it. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep, I know you do. That memory is never going to leave.
Well, no, of course, that also comes with how much you drink.
Oh.
See? I remember in my days, I did a lot of boozing.
Oh, you sure did. I think we all did. And we all turned it around somehow.
I haven't had a drop between my whatever you want to call it in years.
I know where you were going with that.
No.
The only people that drink now are our wives. My wife loves to get together with JoAnn and drink wine.
Yes.
Well, yeah, their drinking is really minimal.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. And they just sit there and get They just sit there and get silly.
Hard booze.
Oh yeah, you and I used to get hammered.
Yeah. And that was good.
Oh, those were good days. They were fun. There's no question.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I tell you what. I am actually. I did have one more question. I had one more question for you. Ashley writes, what is your favorite quality of Eric?
Wait a minute, quality of what?
Well, me. She wants to know, what is your favorite quality of me?
I know.
What is it?
His kindness.
Kindness.
Now, do you agree with that, Dad, or do you think it's something different?
I agree. You know, I don't get uptight at things anymore, and.
No, you're talking about Eric.
Yeah, mine. I'm talking about me.
You know.
Yeah.
But there's no sense of getting all uptight about things. There's just no common sense.
Well, that is true, Dad. That is absolutely true.
Very intelligently, if it's got to be that bad that it's going on and on, just very kindly tell them exactly how you feel about it. Huh?
He asked you what your favorite quality is about Eric.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Like, am I silly? Am I stupid? Am I funny?
No, I think you use common sense.
My best quality is I use common sense.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the best thing in the world.
Yes, sir, it is. All right, I'm going to leave you with this. One of the key things we're taking away on this whole conversation is a job does not require shenanigans.
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay, I want you guys to enjoy the day. You know, everyone loves you so much. They just love to hear you both interact with you and all those fun things. So I hope you still find this to be fun and enjoyable.
No, and I just love and enjoy your people that are trying to connect to me in my shenanigan conversation.
They are. I mean, who wouldn't want that? I mean, my God.
Hey. Well, I really appreciate that. I mean, I kind of feel important that there's some people out there are caring for what I say and, operate properly.
I think the both of you, there'll always be someone who cares what you say.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, I love you guys.
All right, and I hope to see you very shortly, huh?
Just about 1 month.
Okay, that's a short time.
Yes, not bad at all.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye, guys.
God bless, and God bless all your audience. And I love you guys. Until next time, goodbye.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. The adorable, multi-talented team of Dad and JoAnn. We just love them so much. Thank you for your questions on another uproariously fun edition of Dear Meathead. Yeah, he had this stick, this piece of timber. He ran to the fire. He planted the stick perfectly, and then he's going to sail over the fire. Midway through it, it snapped like that Louisville basketball player's leg on Easter weekend a number of years ago. Great reference. And then he landed on the fire and bounced off of it and immediately goes up into flames. We had to rolling him around on the ground. Jesus. Blue State Rob said that Meathead once said on the podcast that he loves the word shit. Yeah, he doesn't think that that's an obscenity. Jesus. Blue State Rob says, first we got the line, food is food. Now we have job is a job. So great. So great. All right, folks. For the people that are enjoying this on Facebook, X, and YouTube, I never did kick you out, but unfortunately I have to do that. The rest of the show is available, of course, on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app. And then just search Eric Zane Live. Audio podcast of this available wherever you download shows. And then the Patreon show happens right after this one every day, Monday through Friday. Thursday's a Big Fraud Thursday where we will feature another edition of Who Are These Free Beers? And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast after that. So there you go. And all on patreon.com/Eric Zane, where you can sign up for 7 days free. I recommend signing up. You do need a payment form. When you do that, you're not going to be charged. You then immediately cancel it, and then you get the 7 days. Then you don't have to worry about it. You get the 7 days. 7 days hits, it ends. If you still want it after the 7 days, then you can sign up again and pay for it. I do that just so that we're all both on the same page when it comes to how the trial works. Put in a payment form, sign up, cancel it right after, let it run its course, then think, what was I getting something out of it? Did I enjoy it? Is it worth $5 or $10 a month? Ask yourself those questions. Yeah or no. I don't care. You decide. Patreon, I take it back. I do care. If you signed up, you'd make my day. If you don't sign up, I'm like, but there's more fish in the sea. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Follow me on those platforms as well as YouTube and Instagram. I'm going to need a break in a second, so I'm going to rattle off some sponsors and then go get some water and continue on with the show. The open and live stream brought to you by A&E Heating and Cooling. How about that, Joe Martinez? 616-516-8579. That's 616-516-8579. Get scheduled with your AC tune-up. That involves that unit on the outside of your house that has to be clean, double-checked, make sure everything's the way it should be. There is not a squirrel's nest in there. Then all the diagnostics inside of the home, make sure everything is working appropriately and it is running at peak efficiency. There you go. That means you're not using as much energy to cool your home when it's running at peak efficiency. Joe takes care of all that. That means you pay less each month to keep the home cool. And the wear and tear on the system is less because it's been tuned up beforehand. All of that, $79. Schedule today, 616-516-8579. If you've never done this, you're rolling the dice. And if that thing croaks on you years before it's supposed to, well, that's an expensive repair. If you are in the market for a new AC, Joe can take care of you. Go ahead and get a couple of estimates. Just make sure Joe is your third estimate, and he will meet or exceed meet or beat the price of the other two. Some he can't. And he said to me, he goes, I've gotten the business on those too. How? Well, I explained to them what the other ones are offering. You see, you get what you pay for sometimes. Anyway, call Joe today. Racing at Berlin this weekend. They start at 4 p.m., $14 for tickets. $18 if you get them at the gate. $14 online. Kids free, 15 and under free. Bring a cooler with your snacks and your soft drinks. No glass, no alcohol. All at Berlin Raceway. Go see racing this weekend. Green Medicine Shop. Love these folks. Thank you to the audience members who got their med cards through Green Medicine Shop, thegreenmedicineshop.com, and took part in the big 419-420 event. I appreciate that. Get your cannabis from Green Medicine Shop. 18 to 21, you cannot consume cannabis until you're over 21. If you got a med card, you can consume cannabis. Get your med card at thegreenmedicineshop.com. Cost you $90, but when you do it that way, you get a $100 in-store credit. Thegreenmedicineshop.com. They're in Greenville, Michigan. Before my break, I'll tell you about King's Room Barbershop. How does my hair look as spectacular as it does? King's Room Barbershop. Thank you very much. Andy and Colleen run that place. They've got 3 locations. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street in Wyoming, Michigan. Go see them today. If you're a dude or a chick who likes short hair, you get your hair cut at King's Room Barbershop. They'll set you back $19. Love them. King's Room Barbershop, online at kingsroom.net. Okay. Blue State Rob says, now we know what the guy who set himself on fire in front of Trump's hush money trial was trying to do. I got to get to that story. I missed it. Trump fan sets self on fire.
We begin tonight with that breaking.
See that fucking story. I just heard of it. I haven't watched a bit of it. Let's see what's going on here.
News from Lower Manhattan. Emergency crews rushed to a park just across the street from the
This is 4 days ago.
Courthouse with fire extinguishers to douse the flames engulfing a 37-year-old man. After burning for several minutes, he was carried away on a stretcher and taken to the hospital in critical condition. It does not appear the incident has anything to do with the trial of the former president, which continued on without interruption.
How about the fact, is he dead? It says he burned for several minutes.
Authorities say the man was carrying colorful pamphlets that were full of anti-government conspiracies. They don't believe he was targeting any particular person or group. CBS's Jerika Duncan will start us off tonight with the latest details.
Across the street from 107th Street, It was a shocking image, too graphic to be shown in full detail, in the middle of a New York City park this afternoon of a man on fire. It happened right outside the courthouse where former President Donald Trump's criminal trial was underway.
A man has now lit himself on fire outside of the courthouse in Manhattan where we are waiting.
The incident unfolding live on cable news just after 1:30 Eastern.
And we're like yelling.
Can you imagine that stink?
The cops who are all outside of the park.
I don't know if he was really political or just unbalanced.
Or just really crazy.
Authorities confirm 37-year-old Maxwell Azzarello is from St. Augustine, Florida.
This picture, the last time he looked like that.
Tonight, officials say he is intubated and in critical condition.
He throws the pamphlets throughout the park, and then he pulls out a can.
Oh, I thought that was...
And pours
Hold on, I bailed on the joke.
some kind of liquid on himself. Court officers, members of the police department, they run into the park. They make efforts to put him out.
How concerned are you that somebody was able to get this far in, light themselves on fire, that with all of these law enforcement officials around?
We're very concerned. Of course, we're going to
this guy
review our security protocols.
Azzarello posted what he called the Ponzi papers online, critical of both Republicans and Democrats, claiming, quote, "We are victims of a totalitarian con that is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup."
This gentleman did not breach the security protocols. The park was open to the public.
And today at a news conference, when I asked authorities how this incident changes things moving forward, one official said that shutting down this park, which was also used as a...
I don't care anymore. Holy shit. God damn. Oh, Chris said he died. Thank God. I mean, seriously. I mean, how ridiculous would that be if that poor son of a bitch goes through all that and he has to live with a fucking Freddy Krueger face? Jesus, Tyler says the raw video is pretty crazy. I didn't see it. I don't know if I want to. I think I saw enough. How do they know he was carrying pamphlets when he burned for 7 minutes? I don't know. Maybe they saw him like passing them out beforehand. You know? Jesus. That is fucked up. Okay. I'll be right back. The energy. I mean, seriously. Do you remember when we were leading up to the beginning of the radio show? I myself was even worried about, oh no, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. How am I going to do it all? I should have had faith in my unbelievable ability to get this done. Do a radio show rated #1 all around the world. And then get in here to do the podcast for hours a day, every day. You know, there's only... people started doubting me. Rick from TC Paintball. He's my chief doubter. And all I do is get in here every day and absolutely destroy and crush. God damn. I really am impressed with myself. This has been just fantastic. Oh, you're not going to be able to do it, Eric Zane. Anyway, let's move on with our pal Joe Spalding from the Ottawa County Commission Meeting. It started with the invocation from the Satanic Temple, and then everybody showed up there just to say prayers. This is where we pick it up when Spalding gets in there.
Eyes have been, but God knows your hearts.
Okay.
What is highly valued among men is
Okay, so this kook is finishing up, and Joe's up after this guy.
detestable in God's sight. I encourage all who hear me, let's build a brighter future for Ottawa County and the world. A community which values inviting all to the table, to affordable housing, quality health services, access to transportation needs, and protecting as well as restoring our grand natural environment. A community which welcomes all with open arms, a community which chooses to build up, not tear down, a community which chooses to love and learn to understand others, not condemn and judge. Thank you for those who listened and heard me. Be well.
Thank you.
Okay, so Joe's next after that guy.
Howdy, I'm number 26. My name is Joe Spalding. I reside in Holland Township. I bet that guy can twirl a pen, just a hunch. Someone should ask him if that's true. I figure out why I knew that after the meeting. This meeting started off with two interesting speakers. We had this oil shill there.
I bet that guy can twirl a pen.
And I call him a big oil shill because big oil is backing the ballot initiative to remove the rights of farmers to put up solar and wind on their own lands, which is what that petition is about.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Something about oil.
He had a lot of words to say. I can sum it up really, really fast. There is no one more local than the farmers who want to make those decisions, and the unelected zoning boards previously were stopping them, no longer can. And that initiative is out there for that reason. So, we have, the two folks start this meeting, and one is a representative of everything that is evil in this world and a physical manifestation of every horror that happens on this planet and to this planet specifically. And the other gave an invocation from the Satanic temple.
So he's referring to Commissioner Rebecca Curran, who was up right after the Satanic temple guy, and she read a prayer.
That's how I feel about that. And it's an embarrassment that you guys put up a political shill before public comment, because it shows where your values actually are, is with those special interests. That's pathetic. But I didn't come here just to shame. I came here to warn folks about stuff that used to happen in the past. In the past in Michigan, in rural Michigan specifically, when it came to family planning, when it came to any type of things that are considered social work today, the sheriff's department, which was the end of the line of the law, deferred to the church. Where my family was, where my grandma was up north, that was the Catholic Church. And the priests were very, very clear about the reasons why you guys want to pass laws like this unconstitutional abortion ban, regardless of saying it's constitutional or not unconstitutional in the language. We all know Prop 3 passed with 56.6% of the vote in the state of Michigan, amending the state constitution, saying that we have reproductive freedom in this state. And anyway, the world that existed before Roe v. Wade in rural Michigan had pastors telling women that they had to subject themselves completely to their husbands. And I know that a lot of the or a lot of the pro-choice rhetoric likes to emphasize the issue of, and the horrific and real issue of your position forcing 11 and 12-year-olds, like the person that Aaron Coppinger, the Republican precinct delegate, tried to rape, to carry their rapist babies to term.
What?
It's not just that. Y'all are also in favor of child marriage. Your representatives voted against the ban on child marriage. You guys want to lock women into a lifetime of slavery and marital rape, and force them to give birth to child after child. And trust me, people that I love the most in the world are way too familiar with the situation you're trying to create in Ottawa County, you absolute scum.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, no. Jesus. Oh, my God. Well, we got to bring him in. That was a lot. That was a lot. He says he'll be, says to give him a call. He'll be sitting around drinking coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Spalding.
Hello, Eric Zane.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I am well rested. I got a lot of sleep last night. It was an exhausting day yesterday then.
How long did the meeting go yesterday? Was that about a 6-hour job?
I think it was close, like, 4-ish. It ended a little earlier than I thought it would, at like 10:30-ish.
When you are off, when you're on a roll like that, like you were yesterday, we just got done listening to it. How much of that is rehearsed?
Yesterday was all from the hip 100%. And that was, sometimes that's a calculation. Sometimes that's a necessity at a time. I like to be a little more prepared, but I thought about a few things that I wanted to talk about, and I didn't think them through much more and just went up there and talked.
Wow.
This time.
that's not easy work. That is, I mean, it seemed really easy, but that is a sight to behold. I would hate to be fucking backed into a corner against you, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, like I do think that strategically being on the offensive when it comes to messaging is a preferred position. So I try to make sure that's where we are. But at the same time, these guys give a lot of people a lot of reasons to be very upset. And I just happen to know a few of them pretty well.
Gotcha. Now, before the meeting started, there was what is going on with the oil thing? I'm lost on this.
Okay, so just to set the scene a little bit, for a while, and we're talking over the last 2 decades, as solar and wind energy generation had started to find its way into Michigan, you've had these local municipalities, and we've got thousands of municipalities, the villages and townships and cities across the state, some of them, started having their planning commissions pass zoning ordinances that made it difficult for farmers to use their own land to put up solar and wind generation.
Okay.
And that's just been happening more and more across the state over the last 20 years. And last year, the Democrats in control of Lansing passed a law saying if the townships, and a lot of these zoning boards are not elected, they're appointed, if they put in rules that are too strict, that don't make any sense, the farmers themselves who want the solar panels or the wind energy put up can appeal to the state, get state approval, circumvent the local zoning restrictions, and use their property how they see fit, oftentimes to save their own land. So that's the setting. And that pissed off big oil in a big way. So they've been investing hard in trying to get this ballot initiative petition, this petition in the field, and get 500,000 signatures on it to put the question on the ballot to bring that back to those zoning boards that are often unelected and frankly screw over those farmers. And that's the way that I see it. And the way that it gets presented by them is that this is a local control issue. So it's a local control issue if you believe that zoning boards that are unelected and elected at the local level in low turnout elections should control whether or not farmers can decide if they want to put this type of thing on their own land. That's kind of the whole complex thing that's going on there.
So is that an oil lobby that spoke yesterday?
So the organization that is running that petition program, and I think it's something about Citizens for Local Choice or something, is backed by folks that get paid by big oil. There's this weird backroom dark money chain, but we know that the folks that have donated to the organization that is behind that have previously gotten donations from Exxon and Shell and all of this stuff.
So now is Ottawa Impact and is the commission, is Ottawa County, they're in lockstep with this then? They would rather be supporting that organization than they would allowing the farmers to do whatever they want to do on their own land.
Yeah, and at its core, this is people saying that it's like people saying that we need to stick with landlines forever and cell phones are the devil and no one should have them.
Okay.
We got to diversify the way that we get energy made, and we've got to increase the amount of energy that we produce, especially as we electrify automobiles. That's the bottom line. And if these farmers are going to save their family farm by putting up solar panels and then growing hops underneath it, which I hear works really fucking well, I'm all for that. So
okay, you also spoke about I forgot the exact line about when Curran said her prayer after Satanic ministry guy or whatever did the invocation. That was fantastic. Was there any look from her? Was there any reaction when you dropped that line?
No, I didn't really see anything coming from her, and I thought I don't know. That was pretty tacky when they go out in front of public comment. I hate that shit. Like that's the public's opportunity to speak, and you have the opportunity to speak on every issue. And if you want to issue a press release, the press will put it out there. So it's, in my opinion, abusive, just as abusive as like at the end of the meeting, Joe Moss goes and he tries poorly and very boringly to reframe everything in his terms. And it's kind of hilarious, but also, everyone's sick of everyone's shit by then anyway. So,
was there any heat on the Satanic Temple dude from any of these local losers who, would take umbrage with him being there? Was there anyone there talking shit, or is there anything going on? Or did they just leave him be?
So there were no fights or anything, but for 2 hours before the meeting, there were prayer circles outside. And for a good, almost 45 minutes into the meeting, there were people doing chants. There was a super militant Catholic anti-Protestant group that brought kids to do a prayer circle, and they were doing Hail Marys and the Lord's Prayers over and over again, like they had just gone to confession. We're talking 30, 40, 60 Hail Marys in the lobby being chanted. And the Protestants, for what they were worth, there were multiple groups of Christianity that are very easy to delineate, were up there doing their hymns, and they have 4 or 5 specific hymns. So they went through Amazing Grace, and sometimes the Catholics, joined in a little bit, but really the Catholics were chanting their Catholic prayers, and the Protestants were singing their Protestant hymns, and unfortunately, the ones who knew more hymns were also the most pitchy. So it was a really painful experience if you're in the lobby.
Oh, sure. I just the whole idea of the minister from the Satanic Temple walking in and it parting like the Red Sea when he walks in, and dressed in black, for God's sake. Oh, I kind of am kicking myself for not being there for it.
So I did get video of that moment. I didn't know it was that moment, but everyone started chanting, "We love Jesus." So I'm like, oh, Bender Bones just walked in, but it was Bender walked in with they had a good sized crew there. I was nervous initially because it's high hostility environment.
Yeah,
but when I realized that the amount of thought that they put into this was that very flippantly say, "We love Jesus." Okay, that's good. Good job.
Yeah, who doesn't? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
And we had Bender on yesterday. I thought Bender was supposed to do the thing. And then his right-hand man, whoever that guy is, he ended up doing it. And then you saw Bonema. Did you see Bonema flipping out because he wanted the guy's real name or some shit like that?
Yeah, he was trying to dox Louis Cypher, and that's. I'm like, and his name's Beelzebub. He's a prince of darkness, right?
Oh my God, this is fantastic. This is great. Now, when you started doing what you do, I don't even know what to call you, by the way. What if people ask, who is Joe Spalding? What do you tell them?
Well, professionally, I'm a political consultant, right? Okay. And personally, like the way that you see me in these meetings, I'm not getting paid to be there. That's me being a local activist, I guess, is the closest you're going to get.
So when you started when the writing was on the wall that this was going to be something that you could lean into and be part of and do what you do, did you expect it to be what it is today? Has it exceeded your expectations in good things and bad things? I mean, how do you feel as this is all unfolded? Is it more than you could than you actually expected would actually be happening here?
I mean, it was very, very hard to guess early on, like how big this would be. But I mean, I was pretty early advocate for the idea that like this would be a transformative experience in one way or another for the entire county. And that's very euphemistic. But, you know, I'd say that like it's like almost twice, like 1.5, 1 3/4 times as explosive as I thought it would be in terms of like national, international footprint. I imagined that if I went to like a place like Sacramento there would be some people there that were super politically aware that would know something or another about it. But like, if I go anywhere in the country and I say I'm from Ottawa County, Michigan, there's a 1 in 10 chance that the person I'm talking to is hyper aware because of some shit that happened here, which is just crazy to me. That's a crazy number. And you understand the numbers because you understand ratings. So like, yeah, it's just nuts. And in terms of like how entertaining some of the things that have happened like in public with these weirdos have been, I knew there would be weird shit. I just didn't think it would be consistent and I didn't think there'd be the diversity of weird shit that we're seeing.
Right.
So, yeah.
A couple more notes. It's looking like Kristen Megan Kelly is cutting her hair with kitchen shears. And I picked up on that. She's really letting herself go. That was a disaster. I mean, I look better when I'm cooking French fries at Bosco's Pub. And they also, what was the other thing I was going to say? Shit. God damn it. Now I lost my brain. You have a special election in just a very short amount of time. Try to oust Lucy Ebel. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, I do. May 7th is the special election. The area it covers is on the north side of Holland. It's most of Holland Township, which goes up to Division 144th there. The district actually juts out to 152nd in a little bit. But mostly, if someone's between 152nd and US 31, send them, make sure they're going out there to vote on May 7th for Christian Kleinjans. It's a special election. You don't normally think you're going to be voting in the first week of May. It's tulip time. So the cool thing about that is all of the traffic is going to be on the south side and the north siders are going to be avoiding it like the plague. We dip in there, we get our fucking funnel cakes or Dutch fat balls or whatever it is everyone has to enjoy in downtown Holland, and we get the fuck out before the tourists get there and they ruin it all. So we will all be on the north side, and we do need to go vote on May 7th for Christian
There you go.
if you're living on the north side.
You heard it first. Dutch fat balls. I can see that being asked for at the various vendors throughout all of tulip time. I can't wait. Well, yeah, that's going to be great. We appreciate you, Joe Spalding. Give my best to everybody that you work with.
Absolutely. Eric Zane, you are a national treasure. Thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, it's the least I could do. It's the absolute least I could do. Thank you, my friend.
Take care.
See ya. There you go. How about that, Joe Spalding? God. Fucking the shit he says directly to people's faces. I bet that guy could twirl a pen. Blue State Rob says, for science, whose Bush would you rather see? KMK's or Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark. I think she's cute. Caitlin Clark. I love Caitlin Clark. So come on now. Oh my God. I actually thought we would have a little bit more fireworks there. Maybe I'm missing out. I'm only going by you all were watching. I saw Amanda sent me some tips, and I appreciate that. Star on the forehead for that. Our very own Megan sent me some tips. Pardon me. So thank you. I appreciate that. Makes the world go around for your old pal EZ. All right. This is Hugh Edwards. He is a prominent news anchor on the BBC. Look at that. I mean, he's handsome. He's got a stern look on his face. He's ready to deliver the news. Holy shit. Well, he's not going to be doing that anymore. He's leaving the BBC on medical advice. Doctors are saying you should step down because the work is too much. Might be a little bit more to this one. He's been off the air since last July, so it's taken this long for there finally to be a word that he's got to step away. However, there's been numerous reports that he actually paid a child for porno, like paid a kid to shoot home porno so that he could beat off to it. He was the BBC's most high-profile news anchor, often chosen to front the coverage of major national events. Short statement on Monday, Hugh Edwards has resigned and left the BBC. After 40 years, he's explained that his decision was made on the basis of medical advice from his doctors. Yeah, I'm sure it was more like, hey, your head's going to explode from all the pressure of answering questions if you like to beat off to kids' home porno that you pay them for. The BBC has accepted his resignation, which it believes will allow all parties to move forward. We don't believe it appropriate to comment further. You see, this is such a terrible world that we live in when it comes to shit like this. I mean, like, we live in a world where, hypothetically, any old Joe could, over Thanksgiving get pissed off at his significant other and beat the shit out of her in the presence of her cousin. And that leads to heartache and pain. And then nothing happens to the guy. And then when the woman who got the shit beat out of her in this fictitious scenario complains to any old Joe's bosses, like, how can you possibly keep him on the air after what you know about him? Then they're like, uh-oh, hypothetically, she's getting pissed off. We got to take any old Joe off the air and just announce that he's retiring. And then they write him a big fat check. I'm glad that that never really happens in radio. Only in TV, apparently. His departure comes 9 months after his wife said that he had been admitted to the hospital with serious mental health issues. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, if Diana found out that I was sending one of your kids money to make home porno for me, I would say that it would be pretty obvious that I would be suffering from some type of serious mental health issue. By the way, I have not reached out to any of your children to ask them if they would shoot a video of home porno for me. I have not made any transactions to any of your kids. The allegations arose when the Sun newspaper claimed an unnamed BBC presenter has paid a young person for explicit photos. The paper's source was the mother of the kid. But a letter issued on the kid's behalf by a lawyer described their account as rubbish. The paper said the BBC also reported several further claims of inappropriate behavior, and then the BBC launched an investigation. On Monday, the mother of the kid told the Sun publication that her family had been suffering immensely for nearly a year. And Hugh Edwards resigning, we are worried we won't get the answers we so desperately need. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're sweeping it under the rug. We need employers, when this shit happens, to not worry about the legal ramifications and just like side with the moms and the dads and the hypothetical people that may or may not be named Rachel. To say, yeah, fuck that guy, he's a piece of shit. Instead, they got to tiptoe around it and let him casually resign to deal with his problems. God damn. His pay at the time was £439,999, which I don't know what that means compared to dollars, but I'm sure it's not that far off. Well, that's that. That's the end of his career. That's tough. He'll end up killing himself probably. I'm surprised Matt Lauer never offed himself. Chris says, why is the BBC investigating and not the police? Great question. They didn't really detail it. Maybe they are. Blue State Rob says, wait, there were independent witnesses to any old Joe's domestic violence behavior? Yeah. Yes. In that hypothetical story that I was just describing to you, there was a cousin that witnessed that. True story. True story. Kenny does the conversion. That's nearly 546,000 US dollars. Wow. What an asshole. All right. I realized that as the show was going on, with all of that talk about our pal Kristen Megyn Kelly, I would be remiss if I didn't take the time to play for you some key bits of audio that have been, very important to the progress of this show.
Hi, my name is Kristen Megyn Kelly. I'm the veteran, and I'm the veteran. I believe I've called and left a message earlier today. I'm the veteran. I'm just trying to get some feedback from whoever would be in charge.
Feedback. She's hoping to get me canceled.
The veteran in making the decision to sponsor the Eric Zane podcast. I'm the veteran. I am the mother and the veteran of a child that he spoke about on his podcast. I'm the veteran in a sexual manner. I'm the veteran. Including sex acts that he wants my veteran to perform.
The fact that she thought that I wanted her kid to perform sex acts. Hey, do you think maybe your kid can perform some sex acts for me?
I've had the sheriff involved. Several sponsors have already backed out. And I'm the veteran. I believe in nonviolent free market solutions. I'm the veteran, so I greatly support free speech. I'm the veteran, but this is not protected speech. I'm the veteran when discussing sexual acts of a veteran. I'm the veteran. It was an attack on me and my family, and I'm the veteran. It's one thing to have an opinion of adults, but again, it's not protected speech to speak sexually about a 7-year-old girl.
Well, apparently it is, because I called the cops. They said, we don't give a shit.
I'm the veteran. If you would like to see the evidence, and I have seen on social media someone is messaging people to not talk about it. I'm the veteran, but they want your business to know that your name is slapped behind the screen when he's saying these things. I'm the veteran. You can call me if you'd like. My number is area code 405.
That's 405
694
694
834
834 beep.
I'm the veteran, but
yeah, I didn't want to dox her.
So really like to know if your business supports this type of rhetoric. Area code 405 694 834. I'm the veteran, and I'm the veteran. I would just like to hear back from you. Thank you very much for your understanding and your time. I'm the veteran. Thanks.
Thank you for all
I hope Grandma one day walks in on this kid eating a vagina.
Of your assistance and hope.
That stupid kid can't even read.
Thank you for all
I hope Grandma one day walks in on this kid eating a vagina.
Of your assistance and hope.
Chris says, didn't she call again and have a different tune? No. Totally different person. The first clip was Kristen Megyn Kelly. She would leave messages on my sponsors' voicemails, and then they would give me the messages. Say, play this dumb bitch on your show. But this one is a different person named Megyn Kelly Kristen.
Hi, my name is Kelly Megyn Kristen.
I'm sorry, Kelly Megyn Kristen. Totally different person.
Hi, my name is Kelly Megyn Kristen, and I'm the sponsor the Eric Zane podcast when discussing sexual
See, one of my sponsors. Sponsor on the Eric Zane Show podcast.
acts of a minor. It's protected speech to speak sexually about a 7-year-old girl. If you would like to see the sexual acts of a minor, I'm just trying to get some sexual acts of a minor from whoever. Several 7-year-old girls have already backed out. I'm the veteran, but I would really like sexual acts of a 7-year-old girl, and I would just like sexual acts of a minor. Thank you very much for your understanding and your time.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Check me out on Vouch. Like, what is that, easy? Vouch combines creators with small business. The small businesses that support me, Camp Craft Cocktails. That's kind of like dehydrated fruit in jars. And then when they show up at your house, you pour your booze in there and let them steep for a couple of days. Then you've got fruit-infused booze. And you're just going to love that. Another reason why I wish I wasn't such a goddamn drunk so that I could drink. Not to mention amazing dog treats, yak sticks, dog food, supplements, dog supplies, cat supplies, all for you on Vouch. The toothbrush is there for you, for your oral hygiene pleasure. And Split Rock coffee, whole bean or ground. Check out my Vouch store, vouch.store/Eric Zane. My friends at Impact Power Sports sponsor the studio, impactpowersportsmi.com. Find them online and shop from their unbelievable selection of UTVs, side-by-sides, stuff that you want to get dirty and in the mud. Motorcycles, zero-turn radius mowers, Yamaha golf carts, you name it, they've got it at Impact Power Sports, 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. No matter where you are in the U.S., please consider the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. When it's time to get a mortgage, 231-332-6505. They will roll out the red carpet service for you today. 231-332-6505. Interest rates are starting to fall. It's going to take a while, but I want you to get into your mortgage now. Start paying on it. Start living in your new home. The time will come that they drop even further, down to about 3%. Refi. 231-332-6505. Get started now and get into the home of your dreams. We've got a paintball event coming up Sunday. I'm getting a head count right now for TC Paintball. Online at tcpaintballgr.com. Reach out to me if you want to be part of this one. TC Paintball, that is Sunday, 5 p.m. for Paintball War number 24, the April Aggression. See you there. Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Find him at buyinsurancehere.com. Frank will help you when it comes to setting up your Obamacare. If you are in between jobs, Ashley, if you are your employer does not offer insurance, or perhaps you own a business, you got to get your health insurance. Get it from Frank through healthcare.gov. True, you could just go to healthcare.gov and do this yourself, but it's a fucking drag. It's a real pain in the ass. Have Frank help you. It's free. Reach out to him at buyinsurancehere.com. Okay. Our asshole of the day today. I don't think we have any audience members that are doing anything asshole-ish. Chris says, I follow Kristen Megyn Kelly on Facebook. I'm surprised she looked like that at that commission meeting. She normally looks decent. I'm telling you, she's letting herself go. God damn. And just because she's a fat, ugly bitch, she is your asshole of the day. There you go. KMK, your asshole of the day. Fuck that bitch. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. I'll talk to you on Patreon a little later on. And there. Yeah, that's it. Later on, it's going to be so much fun. Talk to you in just a little while on Patreon. Until next time, folks, have a good one. Bye-bye.